I hope you're in chat. I hope you're in chat so we can, or so you can watch this. All right. So a Peach Marth set. A Peach Marth set.
Yeah, we were watching. He's doing a lot of like nervous side Bs on the stage. Yeah, it's like very punishable stuff.
Oh yeah.
Classic Peach versus Marth. It's like very punishable stuff. Like nervous
All
side
right.
Bs on the stage. Yeah, it's like very punishable stuff. On the stage.
In these kind of scenarios, a lot of the times, if you get hit on low damage on very close range, you can normally just do an air and get out. Good to keep in mind.
Classic Peach versus Marth. So sarcastic. Fun fact. Beaten Peachy Keen and Champ when played in practice.
Ooh,
I'd say sarcastic.
good drift.
Very heavy favorite to win.
Yeah, sometimes also when I do such reviews, I want to see at situations and then like go back. Sometimes over the course of quite a while. I feel like in this matchup as Peach, a lot is like slowly trying to get space. So you have more room to pull turnips. Turnips is really important in this matchup. Against down tilt heavy Marths, you want to use a lot of float backers. I'm pretty sure in my set versus PPMD at Skatar, I was using that a lot because he's a very down tilt heavy Marth. So float over down tilt and then backer. A really good strategy against that. Ooh. Yeah, can drift around that. That's a pretty good air dodge. Normally, like if you air dodge with Peach, which you will have to do sometimes, you want to make it really tricky so the Marth have a hard time telling if you land in front or behind him. Some Marth players like to use short hop down air just to be safe, but if they go for a grab and they guess wrong, they get punished. On the very last stock from SmashCon, I tricked with Mewtwo King with where I was gonna land with my air dodge, and he grabbed in the wrong direction, and I think I got like a down smash, dash attack, double nair or something. I don't remember exactly, but the very last stock you can see that. So making it tricky what side you land on is really important with Peach. Oh, that's a bad DI and forward throw. You always should DI down and away. Diagonally down and away. If you get the grab with Peach, especially if you have the higher number on the port, down throw dash attack is good if they DI behind. It's a true combo up to like 100-ish. If you're the lower port, it doesn't work as long, but it still works until like 75 or something. I don't remember exactly, but down throw is the only thing you have that is a true follow-up. Or that does have a true follow-up against Marth. If they DI in, sometimes you can get a regrab, like down throw and then down throw again. At higher damage, if you do down throw, you get a short up nair. And if they DI behind, you get the dash attack. So forward throw doesn't lead to anything, but down throw does. Good turnip. Yeah, I like that you throw the turnip a bit outside from the edge. If you throw it too close to the edge, you don't really cover a lot of distance, and Marth can easily sneak around it. If you throw it a bit further out before throwing it down or dropping it down, that makes it much harder for Marth to get around it. So that's pretty good. Not sure if you tried what you tried to get out here, but in these type of scenarios, when opponents are coming down against Peach, this is when dash attacks tend to be really good. So look out for that when people are coming down from above. Really good time to strike with dash attack. Also, okay, you're about to pull a turnip here, but I would like to see you pull much more turnips. I think turnips is really, really important in this matchup. And when you do throw the turnip, you want your turnip to make sure that it reaches Marth. Because if Marth can dash outside of the range from your turnip throw, then he can close in distance on you, and you have a harder time pulling turnips again. So you want to throw the turnip when he has to block it, or try to attack to make it bounce up, or maybe grab it, but Marth is not good with having turnips because he has a very slow turnip throw. And the thing is also, if he does shield a turnip, if you throw a turnip on shield, if Marth wave dash towards you, you can use bear or nair him, because once you wave dash, you have these 10 frames that you can't do anything. So that's something you can see me using against Marth players. I throw a turnip, they shield. If they wave dash forward, I hopefully made the guess that they did that and do a bear or nair, like go straight at them. If they wave dash down, like slightly down, and I do that nair or bear, sometimes I can get punished, or at the very least I give up my free turnip. So it comes down to a guessing game pretty much. As Peach, if Marth moves forward, if you throw the turnip on shield and you think he's gonna move forward, you attack with nair or bear. If you throw a turnip and he shield and he moves backwards, then you want to pull another turnip. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, this is what we talked about on the first stock, which you didn't do as good this time. This time the turnip is slightly closer to the edge. To be fair, you didn't have a lot of time, but you can see that the Marth barely avoids the turnip. If the turnip was slightly further out, this up B would not have worked.
I don't think so.
If you're close to the edge and you feel like, if you're close to the edge here, it can be a good idea to CC. CC here would have been leading to a punish for sure. Shield is also fine. Even if Marth do a fair drifting outwards, Peach can actually float out of shield nair. I tested this with Zane at Summit. So shield is also normally pretty fine if you find yourself in a situation very close to the edge. Oh. Oh. If you do land a turnip, most of the time you just want to catch the turnip again, because pulling turnips takes much longer time than just re-grabbing them. Ooh, okay. Actually turned out good.
Yeah, slowly, Peach is slowly.
Ooh.
They have to update the names.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure they have the. Alright, so Marth is sarcastic, right? Exactly, I'm quite sure they have the.
Yeah, this is actually something I'm probably gonna remove from my game as well.
I'm not quite sure they have the.
Like,
Update the names.
Yeah.
going too much above Marth between stocks, I've actually started to think it's worse and worse. Especially after playing Mute King at SmashCon. It's just so hard to get down. I would rather you stay on on the ground, wave dash, shield, wave dash out of shield, roll using platform and shield drops, because these kind of scenarios are so hard to get down from, and you eat a lot of damage for it. I know I used it myself, but yeah, okay, you even died for it. That happened to me at SmashCon too. So for Peach players, sorry, I did that wrong. I don't think it's worth the risk. Ooh, yeah, DI in on the throw again.
We'll be seeing this a lot more today.
You need to get much better at recognizing when you will get grabbed. You won't have enough time to react to forward throw. You have to react to the fact that you might get grabbed and hold diagonally down and away. If you get forward throwed on stage, you will land on the ground before Marth can get a dash attack out, for example. Because, yeah, it's just gonna cost you so much, especially against Marths that do pivot tippers, if you can't DI accurately. Yeah, that turnip was good. The turnip was good. Alright, it seems like you have that on lock. I think the one you did on the second stock was simply because you didn't have much time. So that's good.
So if you can wrap up his stock pretty quick, it should be alright.
Yeah. I'd say if I were Pixie right now, I'd just get his there.
Hmm.
There we go.
Boom. Maybe a little more percent would be good, just get like crouch cancel stuff.
Yeah, it's been a really close effort.
Maybe a little more percent would be good, just get like crouch cancel stuff.
Here again is one of these we talked about earlier. I'll actually go back once again so I get a better shot at it. Here, this is a good dash attack scenario, especially because the Marth is also at pretty low damage. You can do a low nair, like float nair as well, can be fine. Maybe nair dash attack, or dash attack and try to connect it. I wouldn't recommend jump though. I wanna see you grounded when they're coming down like this. Grounded moves, like when you're on the ground, is really good against people falling down with aerials most of the time.
It's been a really close step so far. It's like every stock, there's never been.
Yeah, there's the back here. Oh, yeah, wrong DI on the forward throw again. Oh, that was a good CC by the Marth.
I feel like it's not very safe.
Oh wait.
He's falling down there, honestly. I feel like it's not very safe.
Oh, okay. It seems like it's lagging there every time on the video.
I feel like it's not very safe.
Okay, not there.
But when you miss it, just like the dash attack.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, this seems to be a really down tilt heavy Marth. So more of the float bears. You have done it, but I would like to see it much more against a down tilt heavy Marth. So in these scenarios, when they chase you, they always run up with down tilt. Or not always, but down tilt heavy Marths, they do a lot of down tilts. So that's a good time to short hop, or not short hop, like float, or kind of like a jump, float, in this height, like barely below the platform, then do bear. And especially since they're running towards you, if you attack them, they most likely they might even DI in if you catch them really early when they are in the transition of like running forward to crouching. You might even catch them with a DI in, which could help your combo game too. Oh, oh, all right. No. Yeah, I think. Damn, that's a crazy ending to the match. Yeah, I think he could have grabbed the ledge before him, to be honest, with up B. Yeah. A lot of people in last stock situations as well, they are so eager to get a kill that they throw out like unsafe moves. Like, of course, against Puff, this is harder because she can position herself so safely in a lot of situations. But if you look at HBox playing against people, you can see a lot of the time that he's waiting, and people, they just want to finish off the match. So they run up with like a really risky up smash, and then he punishes it. This is kind of the same concept. The Marth player, he just wanted to finish the match, runs up, gamble it all. Or maybe not gamble it all, because you most likely could not have killed him from the F smash, but still, it applies. If people are pressured and stressed, they normally make decisions like that. Okay, some more aerials from the Marth this game.
Champ SSBN, at Champ SSBN, follow me. He's playing good.
Yeah.
SSBN, at Champ SSBN.
Yeah, forward throw is fine here. As I said, down throw combos while forward throw doesn't, but he's so close to the edge that I'm totally fine with that forward throw there. And here again, next to the ledge, either CC or shield. Now you didn't CC, and you didn't get anything for it.
I mean, I thought it was close. I didn't watch the game.
Oh, no, yeah.
Is he playing good?
He was, I don't know, felt like sarcasm was getting hit by a lot of people.
Ooh.
He was, I don't know, felt like sarcasm was getting hit by a lot of people.
Yeah, that was pretty greedy.
like
Pretty
Sarcastic
greedy
is
up
used
B.
by a lot of people.
Sarcastic's good. He's good against
No,
Peach.
yeah,
He beat me and Peach in the last couple
I
games.
think he's just good. You know,
Uh,
who cares?
yeah, the thing is,
Me
like,
and
it without turnips, it's so hard. Like, look at this situation. You get outranged by so much in this matchup, and you're also playing a slow character. I really do think you need to add more turnips to your game. Peach D, I'm not sure if you have seen my Peach versus Marth guide. If you haven't, I recommend for you to watch it or read it. I mean, I think if you search in Google Peach versus Marth matchup guide, Armada, then you should find it. I did write one for Peach Cheek as well. So to everyone watching this, feel free to search up those. They will be helpful because I really do think if this matchup is played without turnips, you're putting yourself at a greater
I
disadvantage.
think he's just nervous. You know, string gears.
Who, Sark?
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
thought
it
you
looks
meant
like he's
Sark.
yeah,
That's it.
you know, string gears.
Hmm.
Who, Sark?
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
thought
it
you
looks
meant
like he's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. Okay, GG.
string
Fair
gears.
Who,
is
Sark?
really slow. It has a lot of startups. So if you're gonna do fair, you have to do it super early. I feel like you want to attack most of the time when you come back. Adding some more air dodges can be good. They are very punishable as well, but it's important to mix it up.
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
thought
it
you
looks
meant.
like he's yeah,
Yeah, that's it. Okay, GG. Let's get
yeah.
out of here.
69. Alright. Ooh.
680. The Sark is actually
Yeah,
horrible versus Lotus.
yeah.
680.
I feel like this match, the Marth player, he used
Alright.
so many more aerials and just like
680.
keeping you
Sark is
out. And
incredible.
they Marth players can run over Peach players like this if you're not pulling the turnips.
So can't talk about it, but you ready to watch me versus this game next
Yeah.
scene? Okay. Bro, I'm about to split scene.
Oh, that was good.
Alright, I knew.
That was good.
Bro, I'm about to split scene.
Yeah, same concept here. People jump, fall to the ledge. They don't want to use their up B or side B if they play spaces unless they have to. So jumping, falling down to the edge, really common. So that was
I knew that too.
a good block. Oh no.
Please.
Okay, it turned out fine, but here you should just take the ledge.
I knew.
Marv is dead. He can't land on stage.
Alright.
Yeah, he can't land on stage. You should use a grab the ledge. It turned out fine, but it's no reason to like risk missing the
I
turnip.
feel like Peach can get off the ledge once Martha beats on stage. I
Ooh.
mean, like, maybe if I max this
Is
thing.
Marth revival on Peach?
I mean, like, maybe if I max this thing.
Really common concept. People jumping out of hit stun early as well. That's something that is really important to look out for as well. Because if you catch people without their jump, that's really hard for them.
Revival on Peach?
No. Just do turn and drop earlier. That's the same.
Yeah.
Revival on Peach?
Yeah, I feel like this keeps happening in this
Just
game.
turn and drop.
You try to attack with aerials and you just get outranged all the time. It's your aerials will you straight up lose if it is like a spacing war battle. You really need to add more turnips. It might not be what you consider the most fun, but if you want to beat more Marth players, you have to play like that as Peach, I think. If once you get an opening against Marth and you get like a tech chase scenario and stuff like that, even if you don't have a true punish in some scenarios, then playing more aggressive without turnips can be good because Marv has a hard time when he's like stuck in shield, close quarters. Marv wants distance and he wants like the range so he can use his dash dance and his range from the sword to his advantage. In close quarters, he can't do that, but you can't force close quarters against Marv with Peach. You have to take it step by step.
That's the same like, kind of situation.
Yeah, that was the same thing.
That's
Same
the
thing
same
again.
kind of situation.
Jumping out of hit stun, jumping, falling down to the ledge.
Finding these hits.
He's at 69 now, so.
Oh.
Oh,
He's like hitting them. He's like finding these hits.
yeah. That could have been unfair.
Yo, series of side pieces so often. It's good.
Yeah, last game he wasn't hitting that all when he was on space like this. He's actually getting starting to hit him now, you know, you can see the hitting.
Oh, good grab.
How is he gonna finish this stock?
Yo, remember when he got dared twice and then Peach T
He guarded all the way back. He did.
Ooh, that's good.
You should not touch him. I still hit, but like, that's for sure. Yeah. Sarcastic
Yeah, that's almost. If you're barely above the up tilt, it would have been fine. In this matchup, it's so important to learn exactly how far Marth reaches with all his moves, so you can barely avoid them. It's tricky. A lot of Marth players, it almost like they don't entirely know where the tipper range for all their moves are, so it's really important to learn to precisely space outside of the range. Like, basically, pixel perfect spacing is required in this matchup in certain situations.
Side B. Like not many other more. Yeah, not many. He likes to finish his side B. Like not many other more. Yeah, not many. He likes to finish his side.
Here again, jumping out of hit stun. This Marth player jumps out of hit stun every time.
Like not many other more.
He loves to go up for. And I run in during the third. And
Yeah, it's like okay, I'm just gonna like go grab him.
Yeah.
during the third. And
Yeah, it's like okay, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, Peachy, you try to force your way in way too much as well.
I'm just gonna like go grab him.
Dash attack early, and Marth, boom. I think like this image right here, it summarized these matches. So if you want more success against Marth, you have to accept the fact that you need to be more grounded. You need to pull more turnips and play the turnip game against Marth. I actually really think it's too hard to beat good Marths. If you're much better, you can play this style against the Marth. But unless you always want to rely on being much better than your opponent, I really do think you need to change your strategy against Marth. It's just, he's faster and he has more range. I kind of see like Peach is like the equivalent of a little kid running against Usain Bolt here. Like, you have to be smarter. You can't win by speed. It's just simply not possible. And, oh, that was... With Peach against Marth, DI is the same as on the forward throw. Diagonally down and away. That's almost always the right DI for Peach against Marth. If you DI in, you keep getting hit and then down air. Down and away, almost always the right DI. Unless, of course, it's a finisher like Marth's Tipper, for example. But yeah, the number one thing I feel like for you to work on, because I feel like you have solid movement, but it's the game plan. Your game plan against Marth is objectively the wrong one, I would say. Pulling way more turnips and then practice situations on how to beat Marth when he acts out of shield. And since you don't use a lot of turnips, I can also imagine that knowing exactly when to throw your turnips is something you need to work on. But normally you want to throw the turnips when it at least forces Marth to like shield, attack the turnip, grab the turnip, or something of the sort. If you throw it and he's like entirely outside of the like range for the turnip, so it falls down to the ground, then you threw it too early. So that's really important for sure. For that one, I would actually really recommend you to watch me against like most Marth players. I played against a lot of Marth players lately. I played against Moon, Pew Pew, and Mewtwo at Summit, of course. And then I played against Sane at Evo. I'll probably recommend more of like watching me against Moon or Pew Pew. If I remember correctly, I think this will be addressed fairly well in these sets. So yeah, make sure to look out that for sure.